I think 1 minute's already gone. So yeah, I would like to say a few words about the general KIT alumni network. But before I do that, I spoke to Claudia Reichert last week, and she took part at an alumni meeting, and she says to say hello to all of you. I think she took part in the activity as well. So she was very happy to hear that we will be seeing each other this week. I want to start by saying a few very simple, very obvious things, but it's always important to us to communicate this. Why are alumni important to us, to the KIT?
Agnes, can you start your presentation because you have it not in the modus full screen, that's all.
Okay,
you don't
hold
have
on.
full screen, no?
Is this better?
Yes, now,
yes,
perfect.
now.
Okay,
okay, perfect. Yes, this is something we cannot say enough, and not deeply enough every time we speak to our alumni. You are very important to us in the KIT. You are ambassadors. You contribute to the worldwide excellent reputation of the KIT. You work and act as multipliers in so many areas of the society, of science and business, and you support our students in various ways. And also you contribute very generously as donors or investors. So we have like the whole community is very active in various parts and contribute in various fields to the progress of KIT. And we just want to say a big thank you for that. Okay, now I have the screen, but I cannot change. Hold on. Can you see my next slide?
Not yet.
Okay, let me check.
There got to be a button somewhere.
Ganz unten links.
Im Bild drin?
Mhm.
Okay,
ganz unten links.
Yeah.
Okay, vielen Dank. Some facts and figures. We have at the moment we have over 24,000 registered alumni in over 100 countries. We have like 4,500 people exiting the KIT, students exiting, and from this number, roughly 1,500 register with the alumni network. Obviously, we have many more alumni all over the world, but for you to be a member of the network, you have to actively sign in. So from all the numbers that leave the KIT, roughly 30% join the network. And then we have addresses and phone numbers so that we can contact alumni. There's regular meetups around the globe, like with you in Argentina, in the United States, some other parts of Latin America. We have very active alumni activities in the San Francisco area, in Seattle, in the Boston area, in the States. In Europe, it's a very active community in Karlsruhe, in Munich, in Berlin, and a very active group in Switzerland. And then we have a very active group in Japan, in Tokyo, in Singapore, and also in Australia. Obviously, the levels of activities are different from groups meeting very regularly, from then groups meeting once a year or twice a year. The best way to stay in touch with us is you get the newsletter. We have LinkedIn, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. So we hope to stay in touch with you through various means. I added some photos on this slide. On the left side, you see that was last year at the Christmas market in Berlin. And the middle one is also Berlin. We went to see the Reichstag, and the right photo, it's we support faculties with their examination balls and parties. So we do photo shoots of our alumni. Yeah, so this was not possible this year. This was very very sad, to be honest, that this year was a bit difficult. So I included one slide with challenges, really, because it's a big community, and sometimes we do face challenges and we don't know how to respond to the challenges. And the biggest challenge that we faced this year was that all our Stammtische, all our groups, everything that makes an alumni network was really not possible because people stopped taking part. People had different things in their minds. And what you're doing, Carla, here with the alumni in Latin America is just it's fantastic, because you actually changed Corona. You said, look, let's see it as a chance, and not worry about how we cannot speak with one another, but instead focus on how we can speak with one another. So we take your initiative as an example and try to carry it to the other alumni communities around the globe. And the other challenge that I want to, well, maybe even discuss with you at some point is that we only have 300 registered alumni in the whole of Latin America. I know there must be more, but in our network, there's only 300, and that's the number that we can invite to seminars. That's the number that we can, you know, make part of the alumni network. So I would like to ask you as well, maybe you know people who are alumni and you know they are not registered, you know, let them know, write them an email, send them the registration link to our alumni network, because that way we can grow the alumni community in Latin America, and that will benefit all of our and your activities. Okay. Our plans for 2020, 2021, for next year, that I want to share with you briefly, is to digitalize our meetings, to get more alumni together, and also develop and further improve the alumni meetings that we offer as the General Alumni Management Office. We have a few for the next few months. We have 2K IT experts talking about Corona and testing, about deepfakes. We have something about women in tech. It's a mentoring program run by an alumna. We have another one with an actress that will help you optimize your performance for virtual meetings. So we try to organize and offer various events for alumni, and they usually take part in our European evening. So we would love for you to take part as well, because I think maybe it's your lunchtime. Last week we had an event with an alumna about leadership in the crisis, and we had over 100 participants, and there was one alumna from Lima, and that was fantastic. So maybe you can take part in further meetings. And also we would like to encourage more alumni to get in touch with students. So I just want to present to you the many forms that you can get in touch for the KIT and for the alumni community. There is one way of taking part at the Coronactivity that Carla organized, but also we have one network that's called the KIT Industry Experts that my colleague Laura Bosch will talk to you about in a few minutes. And that's a network where alumni can contribute to the technology transfer. And I think Hep is also here and will tell a little bit about his experiences as the Brazilian KIT industry expert. Then also, if you want to support students or share your career experiences with us, or organize some alumni events near you, there is, you know, just come to us and talk to us. We in our newsletter, we sometimes ask if alumni want to contribute their knowledge. In summer, we will have it's called an Alumni for Students Day, and we will organize this also together with Pascal, where alumni will talk about their countries for students who are interested in doing an Erasmus or Promos project in those countries. So we would like to get your help and connect you with current students. And that's basically it. To give you a number, we were founded in 1996. So next year, it's our 25th anniversary from the Alumni Network, and we hope that we can celebrate this in some way or another, even though there's Corona. So if you have feedback for us, if you want to get more involved, or if you just want to speak to us and share your ideas with us, don't hesitate to contact either myself or Daniela Strass or Pascal or Irma. We are there for you, so to say. And we want to thank you for all that you have done over the years for the alumni community and for the KIT. Okay, that's from me. It was a little bit more than 5 minutes. I'm sorry, Carla. But it's not that often that I speak to the Latin American alumni. Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Agnes, for your presentation. Now I want to introduce Christian Bonhart. He's a colleague, the president of the KIT Alumni Club in Chile.
Okay, hi everybody. It's nice to meet you virtually. I will share my screen, please. Can you?
No.
Not yet, but
You have to put me as a co-host, perhaps.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Moment, please. Okay, moment, please to the first one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Perfect, yes.
Yeah, I don't want to speak English, but I have to make a mixture in Spanish, German, English. Okay, it's our history. The KIT Alumni Club Chile was formed in 2008. And there were a lot of Expertenseminare during these years, beginning in April, together with the foundation of the Alumni Club Chile in April 2008, Naturkatastrophen Management and Prevention. The next one, 2009, and all the next ones related with energy, which is a really important subject for all in the world and mainly for Latin America too. This one, September 2009 in Santiago, 2011 also in Santiago, renewable energy. In this moment, I was installed as president by Professor Hippler. In this certificate, I want to remark, internationale KIT Alumni Clubs vernetzen ehemalige des KIT mit ihrer alma mater. I think this is the main objective of the alumni clubs all over the world. And if these are international alumni clubs, it's necessary to coordinate with international affairs in KIT. Professor Hippler and some of the participants of this seminar. Then there was a DAD workshop in Universidad de Concepción 2012 with participation of KIT, but not directly organized by KIT and the Alumni Club. Then I had the opportunity to participate 2012 in the international seminar in Córdoba. It was nice, Carla. One of our integrants participated also in the seminar in Brazil, Pernambuco, 2013. And then I had the opportunity to participate 3 times in activities at KIT in Germany, Alumni Treffen 2013, Jahresfeier 2014, and then I visited a lot of institutes, and also 2015 another time. The fourth Expertenseminar in Chile, November 2015 in Concepción, also related to energy. In 2017 in Santiago, this was a fact-finding mission for the KIT Chile cluster, but we didn't have direct participation in these activities. And the biggest one, research, KIT Research Alumni Conference 2018, also related to renewable energies. Here, Erwin Plett celebrated the 10 years of our alumni club with a presentation. And this was the reception at the German embassy with important people and a lot of alumni from all over Latin America. And this was the first time there was a meeting of the Latin American KIT alumni clubs with representatives of 6 countries. And I want to mention there was a statement from these alumni clubs in South America. We see ourselves as ambassadors of KIT in our countries and are often the first contact for KIT alumni. As such, we can help the great internationalization efforts of KIT and therefore need information on time and support for our activities. And so we want to state again, we want to be partners of KIT for these international activities in our countries through the alumni clubs. And I want to say again, for the formation of Chile cluster KIT, we didn't participate directly, but now the direct product of this Chile cluster is the IECO project. And as said recently by Pascal, there will be a next summer school next year in November, perhaps in Valdivia, if it's possible. What are we doing as a club? At this moment, we have about 150 registered members, but only have 10 contact addresses. It's the same problem what said Agnes. We don't have complete contact dates to send our members the communications. Now we are reorganizing the club, implementation of an executive committee with younger members. Erwin and me will go in retirement next time. And Karin Walter and Bernardo Cienfuegos, they are ready to take the work for the next years, and we are organizing it. And so if there is next activity in our country, you are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Wait a minute, please.
Sorry, I lost.
Yeah. Okay, Carla is here again.
Yes. Now I want to present Liège. Where are you? Here. She's the president of the Alumni Club in Brazil. Nice to see you again this week.
Yes. Thank you. Can you hear me? Well, I didn't bring any fancy presentation. I just want to give you a short notes about what we are doing. For those who don't know me, my name is Liège Rosiak, and I am the representative of the Brazilian Alumni KIT since the end of 2018. Since that time, we managed to make some presentation of the club during a project conference that we had here in Brazil with our KIT partners from this project. We also managed in 2019 with the reactivation of the Alumni Club to increase the number of the registration from 8 registered alumni in 2019 to 95 now in 2020. These are the updated numbers. And also, we managed to create a LinkedIn fan page where we have now 42 alumni receiving our updates on this platform too. A bit more about our activities. In 2009, we managed to be together in some happy hours, just locally organized. As you know, Brazil is this huge country, so logistics is a really problem here to meet other people from other states. But now in 2020, I confess we are not that active, but thanks to this idea of the Coronactivity, some of us managed to take part of this, some of presentations and talks. And I think it was last week or the week before, we had a presentation from Tobias Leninger, which is one of our representatives here in Brazil. So from now on, the next ideas will be to work in order to promote more activities based for example, in this idea of the Coronactivity. And also, as Carla said, we already met this week because we have a meeting with the Argentinian club and ours, the girls from the KIT in Germany. And we came up with a possible idea of do a binational event in the next years. I think Carla will say something more about it, but let's say finger crossed it and let's make it happen. So yeah, that's it. And thank you for your attention.
Okay, now. Thank you, Liège. Yes, we are trying to do something together between the two alumni clubs in the next years. So I hope it works. Now we are starting the second part of this virtual event. I want to present Gabriela Espinosa. She's going to tell us about the innovation and technology transfer in international collaboration, challenges and opportunities for the German-Chilean cooperation. She is the General IECO Coordinator at KIT. IECO is the Institute of Eco-Industrial Development.
Carla, may I just say, I was wondering, is Laura at the moment with the KIT experts, or did you move her somewhere?
Laura, yes. Okay. Sorry, Laura, I will present you. Okay. Yes, sorry. Now, I'm very glad to have you for the first time, Laura, with us to present us the KIT Industry Experts Network. She is the product manager of KIT Industry Experts.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to share my slides. Yes. Can you see them?
Yes, okay, perfect.
Yes. So hello, everybody. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very happy to get the chance to tell you something about our network and the activities within the KIT Industry Experts Network. And it's the network for the promotion of knowledge and technology transfer at the KIT. Can you see the next slide?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Before I give you an overview of our network and the activities, I just want to say a few words about the background. We had a joint national project. It was third-party funded and at our department. And the mission of this project has been to create new synergies between business and research and aim to establish activities for and with alumni, focusing on knowledge and technology transfer. And one result from this project is the establishment of the KIT Industry Experts Network. And we have started with the establishment 2 years ago. And we are very proud that now we have 166 members at the moment. All our members are KIT alumni, mainly in the fields of industrial engineering, mechanical engineering, and computer science. They all do have industry knowledge and expertise, and they are active in various branches, mainly in the automotive and software area. They work in different countries and in companies of various sizes and in different positions. They have agreed to be a volunteer supporter of KIT scientists and technology transfer team in the selection and development of market relevant innovation and transfer projects through various activities. And as a member of the pool of experts, every member can contribute in various ways, depending on the time available and the personal interests. There are different opportunities, for example, as an experienced mentor for scientists or as a discussion partner with expert advice for the KIT technology transfer team. And on the following slides, I just want to give you an impression of what we are doing already. One opportunity to share knowledge and experience is to provide valuable feedback on selected KIT technologies or innovation projects through participating in online surveys. The surveys consist of two parts. First, the research idea or technology is presented in a short presentation or video, and afterwards questions can be answered, including, for example, assessments regarding the application, suggestions for further development, a lot more. And at the moment, for example, there is an online survey running on the subject of white surfaces without titanium dioxide. And we do have 2 to 5 surveys a year. Another opportunity is to act as an advisor. That means that the members are available as a contact person for the whole team of the KIT Technology Transfer Office, for example, the innovation and license managers. And if they do have specific questions, they can contact a KIT industry expert with expertise in this specific field, and they can exchange their thoughts and experiences. For example, who would be interesting to contact in the industry regarding a specific technology. These talks and conversations happen in a very, very open and trustworthy manner, and normally in non-routine matters. And the contact is made on a selective and uncomplicated basis, depending on the issue. The exchange takes place via email, on the phone, or in person, as you can see on the one picture. And from time to time, depending on what the issue is, follow-up meetings are sometimes arranged alone, or as in this picture with scientists. And you can see one of your one of somebody who's here today, Klaus. We can hear you later, right? So yeah, perfect. Another opportunity is to contribute the expertise as a speaker in a workshop or a discussion round or other events. For example, we had a presentation from a KIT industry expert at one of our institutes where our member gave current PhD students insight into the challenges of pharmaceutical logistics. And another example is that 4 of our members gave students of economics at an alumni information evening insights into their professional life and career path. There is another opportunity to support knowledge and technology transfer at KIT as a member via being a companion or a mentor. That means the members give expert advice for one scientist or for a whole team of scientists. This can vary from a one-time conversation with a single question to a long-term accompaniment. Yes. For example, the members support scientists who ask specific questions on for example, on the industrial relevance of their research. Another opportunity is that industry experts can be involved for example, in supporting on the way to get ready funding applications or projects. But we are always open to our members' own ideas. So from time to time, the members have their own ideas and they just come along and ask, and then we can see what we can make out of it. Besides those activities, there are some ways how we stay in touch and communicate. We do have a monthly newsletter for our members, where the members are informed about news from the network, technology offers, and other current topics from the field of knowledge and technology transfer. We also have a LinkedIn group, so members can network with each other as well. Of course, we do have a website, and we do invite our members to events, and we do have a network meeting at least once a year. And here that are some pictures before Corona. And here are 2 pictures from this Wednesday. This year's, of course, digital network meeting took place with the opportunity for networking, exchange on specific topics, and a presentation from Professor Hahn on the Aerobuster, what you can see here on this slide. I just want to give you a short outlook on 2021 before I come to an end. The next survey is already in the pipeline, and we are looking forward to a lot of meetings and conversations on specific issues. And we really want to grow our network and to get to know each other better. We plan digital discussions, like discussion rounds on certain selected topics. Of course, there will be another network meeting. Next year, there is the Innovation Day Neuland. Maybe somebody of you heard of it already. And it will take place in June, and it will be digital next year. And we are thinking about activities for our members too. And of course, that was all information from my side. And as Klaus is here today, I'm very happy that he agreed to give us a brief impression from the other side, so from the members' perspective. And yes, so now, Klaus, it's your turn.
Yeah, first of all, good afternoon to everybody. I'm like Liège, maybe I'm calling from Sao Paulo, where I live. I've studied chemical engineering in Karlsruhe, and I left the university in '84. Today, I'm president of a German mid-size technical company in Brazil. We develop, manufacture, and supply components for many industries. One of our main applications is mining. Therefore, I'm very busy and very nicely connected to many people in all your countries and all over Latin America, and now also in Africa and Australia. I'm traveling normally every year, but this year not. And yeah, the KIT industry network is something which I appreciate extremely, because it fell into my basket. I don't know from where it came, but I think 2 years ago, after initial different contact with Agnes, I received the email inviting me to the expert network, and I immediately liked the idea. So I joined it, and believe it or not, a couple of months later, in one of the newsletters, a technology was presented which people at KIT were developing industry ripe for the creation and manufacture of electronic power supplies with new technology and many advantages. And this was immediately something which called my attention, because we could use it for some of our breaks. And I invited my development director and some more colleagues. We discussed. And then I said, after 35 years anyhow, I must come to KIT again, once at least. And I invited my development director and one of our managers, and we went together to KIT, where we were very nicely received by Laura and by other people. And we had a general presentation of the KIT, and we went to several groups of people developing technology which could be interesting for us. And since then we continue with the group which was working on the power supplies, and we are still negotiating and trying to find out whether we can commercialize this technology and use it for our products. So really very, very good experience, very nice and very beautiful, because if you study it there and you love it and you remember so many things, then nothing better than to have a new opportunity to do something there, you know. So thank you very much. I'm happy to see Liège and know that some more people in Brazil are active for the KIT, and I would immediately like to join, because I'm very, very connected. I'm in the chambers and whatever, and I know many people here, and we also from Brazil, we work together with the universities in Darmstadt, in Aachen, now with Munich, maybe Bayreuth. We are very, very interested to go to Clausthal, to Freiberg. So KIT anyhow was missing, and I would love to see the KIT in Sao Paulo much more also. So thank you very much, and thanks for the invitation to this beautiful event. And yeah, that's it.
Vielen Dank, Klaus. So thank you, everybody, very much for listening and your interest. Maybe we do have time for questions if you want to ask some questions. And if somebody of you is interested in becoming a member, just send me an email or have a look at our website. Vielen Dank.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Carla, it's on again. So I'm Nana, and I'm a worker with Carla in UTN. Now I'm going to introduce Gabriela, okay? Dr. Gabriela Espinosa holds a Master in Environmental Engineering from the Hamburg University of Technology, and also an MBA in Technology Management obtained at the Northern Institute of Technology in Hamburg. Her PhD in the field of environmental engineering was granted by the Hamburg University of Technology. She is an experienced project manager and coordinator of multidisciplinary projects in an international context. As the general coordinator of VIECO at KIT, she is in charge of the knowledge management within the project, communication with the project partners, connecting strategic stakeholders, and supporting research teams, mainly in the VIECO action field of innovation. Okay, Gabriela?
Yes. Thanks a lot, Cecilia, for the very nice introduction, and hello, everyone. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. I was really happy to get the invitation from Carla, from the Alumni Club in Argentina, so I'm very honored to be able to talk to you here. It's going to be a very short 10 minutes that I hope that you will like what I have to present you here. I'm gonna try to share my screen now.
I think that Irma or someone have to allow you. Maybe Agnes?
But I think she's a co-host already.
Yes, I think it looks like I can. Let me just try.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
You should be able to see my first slide. Can you see it? Or just like this?
Yes, okay.
Yes. Yeah, okay, great. So the title of my presentation is Innovation and Technology Transfer in International Collaboration, Challenges and Opportunities. Originally, the title was for German-Chile collaboration, but as I realized, there's going to be more people from other countries, from Brazil and from Chile and from Germany. I thought I'm gonna make it a bit wider so that it's maybe more useful for everyone. I'm really happy that Laura talked before me, because that's like a very great bridge to start my talk. But first of all, I'd like, just for those of you who might not be aware of what VIECO is, or who might not know us, just to say a few words. I work at the Institute of Eco-Industrial Development. I am the coordinator at CAITE, like Cecilia mentioned. And the goal of our Eco-Industrial Development Institute is to create a long-term collaboration structure with the partner institutes, partner universities, which are CAITE, Austral de Chile, Universidad de Chile, and la Universidad de Chile, but also to expand our network with further relevant organizations and companies, for example, such as the alumni clubs in Chile, which are already our friends and supporters, to foster joint activities in eco-action fields. And the action fields are higher education, research, and also innovation. Our thematic focus is, like the name of the institute says, is eco-industrial development, and our activities are around developing solutions for the industry in 4 topics mainly, namely the sustainable usage of water and energy in the urban context, the sustainable material and energetic use of the biomass, the industrial utilization of resources from the subsurface, as well as the general urban eco-industrial development in South America. And in these topics, every time a pair of German, Chilean researchers are the topic speakers. So this is important to mention so that you understand from which perspective I am going to talk about the challenges and opportunities for technology transfer actions. First of all, I'd like just to make a small summary of the experiences I have gathered over my experience years, but also mostly during my work as a coordinator at CAITE for the ECO. How do organizations foster innovation and technology as joint international cooperation? Well, it's not an easy question, and there is not like one single answer, but it's like a multi-way road. Firstly, I like to categorize the factors or the actions in two parts. One of the structures and the financing, and the other one is the working culture, that it must be open for innovation. Regarding the first part, regarding the structures and financing, we have that organizations usually what they do is they make strategic decisions regarding what kind of technology focus the organization should have, and then they build a strong technology capacities around that. In this way, they position themselves in the international market as very attractive partners for the international collaboration, because everyone wants to get in partnerships to be stronger. So they also look for strong partners. The second thing is that the structures that organizations decide to go for need to be aligned with the national public policies in order to take advantage of the opportunities and the financing lines that the governments and public organizations organize for promoting innovation. The typical tools are the calls for projects, to give grants to your projects, to give grants to persons as well, to educate yourself in these topics or to follow your own idea. Another very important is the co-founding schemes, which can be up to 80%. But also as low as 50% for very for high risk investments. And another way of fostering this is by business camps and startups trainings. I will say a few words about this last point in the next slides. The second column is the promotion of the working culture. And in this, we have that organizations do a lot of things or can do a lot of things to foster innovation in the international collaboration. The first of all is, or the simplest one is, they usually integrate innovation management or innovation as a career path in the way of academic degrees. Another way is to foster the post-degree education of their academic staff, of their professor, the teaching staff abroad, but they also do hire people from abroad. Let's say, for example, they bring German people to Chile or to Argentina or to Brazil to work with them, not only as a guest, but also in long-term projects. And this has been proved to be very good for a fruitful collaboration. This gives you more exposure, the cultural exchange, the access to additional expertise, and also this exposure to different mindsets, which is a pre-requirement to be open for innovation. Another thing is the multilingual competences. I think like 30 years ago, it was a great thing if anybody could speak English beside their native language, but today it's really not enough. It has been proved, and we confirm every time at ECO that talking the local language is of great advantage to foster your collaboration. For example, And especially also when the researchers from South America speak German, it's also when the researchers get more excited about the collaboration. Another thing that organizations can do and do actually is this to foster this regular contact with the international community. This takes place actually anyway due to in order to be up to date with the scientific community and with the scientific developments, but it's also a very positive effects in the contact with the innovation scenes, these personal contacts and the building up of networks. And very important is the contact with the local industries and also local research centers in a two-way direction. This is in order to be aware of what are the necessities of the industry or what are the offers that the research centers are preparing for the industries. And another point that should not be misunderstood or underestimated is the trust and the understanding, because industry and academy, they do work very, very differently. They have very different goals sometimes, but they can have a common goal through collaborative communication platforms. So this is about like the general fostering. And now let's talk about the challenges. Like well, like first bad news and then the good news. So I'm gonna say first the challenges and then the opportunities. I gave a great thought about this, and the summary is that it's just a complex world and we live in a very complex time. For innovators nowadays, they have a very rough time because 30 years ago, 40 years ago, it was enough just to have a very good idea, but nowadays it is not. Every good idea, every innovative solution must be socially fair, economically attractive, but also environmentally responsible. And it is not easy to balance these three factors. Additionally, nowadays, globalization means everything, and we have to be open to international collaboration, but we also have to support the local economies, and we have to avoid increasing the carbon footprint. But that's also a big challenge for them. And on the other hand, we can think, okay, we need better production ways, but we also need responsible consumers. So this is also a two-way road. On the other hand, for consumers, it's sometimes still expensive to be responsible with their consumption. So it's also difficult for the consumers to go around about these innovations in a proper way. Additionally, we have that radical innovations, disruptive innovations, they need to find a market for their products. But it's also an ethical question. How do we innovate, or how do we get to the consumer and get them to get our innovative products in their baskets and buy them and use them? But we have to do it in an ethically correct manner. I'm not going to talk about Google right now, but I'm just going to say it has to be ethically correct. So how to foster a positive change in consumption habits, and also the perception of what is a good quality standard from people. That's an open question, and it's not an easy to answer. On the other hand, we have innovation nowadays is also kind of a time race. Just along the lessons learned from COVID this year, everything had to be really quick because the problem was there, the crisis was there, and we need solutions. We cannot wait 10 years locked down in our houses. So same happens to climate change and nature degradation. Are we going to make it on time? We need to make it on time. There's no other way. Plus, there is also the question about do we want to, or do we need to make incremental innovation, or should we go for disruptive innovation? It depends on the market you want to enter. And additionally, we also discussed this question the past week in a panel. Do we want to make pull or push-driven innovation? Both are valid, but it's a challenge that you have to decide before you start the international collaboration. Either you go to find out what are the industrial or the community requirements, and from there, you build a product or a solution, or the other way around. You might have found gold, but what do you do with it? What is it for? How do you communicate it so that it is an attractive product in an international constellation of actors? But let's now talk about the opportunities. There are many technology needs, and there are many relevant markets which will be or are already very relevant for the international collaboration. And the experts have consensus that overarching solutions for several sectors have a high priority. For example, clean energies, artificial intelligence, IT solutions, 5G solutions, Industry 4.0. that's all already actual, but the implementation of these new ideas requires innovative tools, innovative solutions. Everything which is regarding smart manufacturing, that means eco-industrial solutions to increase the productivity, to increase efficiency, to reach zero emissions, that's already actual, and it's going to be even more and more and more important given the goals of reducing our emissions until 2050. And so many countries want to reach a high goal until 2030, so there's not much time left. And specifically in Chile, which was the feedback also from the experts we discussed with last week, is opportunities are found, for example, in the second life and redesign of solar panels, lithium batteries, new materials for solar energy, harvesting and accumulation, low emission mining, smart manufacturing, electromobility, green hydrogen. Those are topics which will be more and more attractive for collaboration, plus construction residues, either from public infrastructure, from housing, or from roads, as well as the use of innovative construction materials. All of that circular economy for certain economic sectors, for example, mining sector, aquaculture, and forestry, are seen as relevant markets for the future. In general thoughts regarding the opportunities, we see that the international transfer is required. It's not only an opportunity, it's a requirement to get faster learning curves and shorter time from the lab to the market. We also see, or let's look at the glass half full. Crisis can be an innovation driver. We have this bittersweet experience in 2000. This proved all over the world to be a driver for innovation. However, it brings us a big responsibility, as no one was good, or not every solution was fulfilling this socially responsible, economically attractive, and environmentally friendly triangle. However, what's an opportunity is to know, and it was proven this year, that public perception of a problem does really influence a lot the direction and the intensity on which innovation is carried out. In general, we have also learned that the utilization of digital communication tools and techniques is going to be, or it is, a great opportunity. Just like today, we are in this activity that alive would have cost a lot of money and a lot of time, but now we are exchanging 4 countries at the same time. We can use this virtual wave of communication that we learned in 2020 from now on to exchange knowledge faster and with less carbon footprint. Additionally, and this is also a common thing between all of the collaborations for Europe and Latin America, is that Latin American countries usually offer unique conditions for developing and testing new technologies. So this is a great opportunity for real labs. I think I have like 1 more minute. So I'm just gonna say a last few words about some opportunities or regarding the financing landscape. There are many important players and actions. I'm gonna just say them in general, and the abbreviations are for German or Chilean organizations, but in general, there are always opportunities in the National Agencies for Science and Research, in ANIT in Chile, BMBF, TFG in Germany, the National Agencies for Production and Economic Development, which is Corfo in Chile, BMWE for Germany. Also, foreign affairs have many opportunities, such as the embassies and exporting offices like for Chile, or specialized national agencies like Fundación para Innovación Agraria, the Ministries for Agriculture, as well as industrial organizations. They also promote the exchange between international organizations for innovation, such as the FOFA Hub or the Cámara de Industria y Comercio. And what we have learned this year as well is that our foundations, like for example, Siemens Foundations, Volkswagen Foundation, Joachim Hertz Foundations, they also have calls and a lot of calls to participate in innovation challenges or an innovation contest, so that you can get funding for your projects. And of course, we cannot forget about EU Commission and the Belmont Forum. I thought this requires a high degree of organization. The complexity of the consortium work is very high, but the rewards are also very high because of the financing that is involved in there. To close up my contribution today, I'd like to mention a little bit of startups. The startups innovation context, they can profit from a lot of existing programs of soft landing and scale up. For example, the Go Global program from ProChile, or from KITE, we have two examples. The one that Laura just presented, the KITE Industry Expert for the Exchange, but also the Global Horizon program, which is directed exactly for startuppers. And this is going to be presented today, I think, by Ralph in a few minutes. And another lesson learned is that big companies, even when they have a big research center or big research labs, they are also looking forward more and more to cooperate with startups because they need new technologies and new ideas. They need people that think out of the box. And these ideas do not necessarily need to come from the same country in which this company is located. They can come from all over the world. So they are also open. That's another opportunity. In case you want to hear the whole contribution of our innovation roundtable from last week, just click on the news website of IECO Institute. I copied the links over there, and the videos are already available. And with that, I'd like to say thank you for attention and have a relaxed rest of the morning and of the afternoon.
Thank you, Gabriela, for your presentation. We are already out of our schedule, so I will ask only for one question, a small one. I don't know, questions? No?
If there are, you can always reach me with my email. I mean, in the IECO webpage, there's my email address, or ieco@kite.edu.
Okay, I think that has one small question. Danny?
I would just see, Gabriela, thank you for the nice presentation.
Hi, Edwin.
Specifically in Chile, the main driver of investment is energy, and I didn't see it. I saw a few things about lithium, but the main driver in investing is energy. So please do not forget that, and don't forget the Mayor Institute of Solar Clean Energy that is being installed in Antofagasta. It was never an opportunity like this that we have in Chile, $200 million, never for 10 years, and the KIT is not present there. So it's very important to be in this consortium because energy will be the driver for even more than mining. Of course, it's also energy for mining. And just right now, we had a change in our ministry that the Minister of Energy is being now by Minister for Mining and for Energy. So it's a perfect combination. So don't forget that. There's where the money will be. The others are secondary. So please, energy, big.
Yes, thank you, Erwin, for the indication. Yes, it is actually true. As you said, energy is one of the supporting sectors that can be used in any other sector. Anything which has to do with energy will affect any other sectors and can be used for innovative solutions. Thanks for the comment.
It is just specifically this Instituto de Tecnologías Limpias is the biggest R&D project ever in this country. So please don't forget it. That's all.
Yeah, we'll see how we can get our food in there. Don't worry.
That's particularly the reason why we are part of the consortium, why IECO is part of the consortium.
Of what consortium?
Of the Clean Technologies Institute consortium.
I haven't seen it.
No, we're part.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gabriela and Erwin, for the question. Now we are going to present Professor Renzo Vallebuona. It's okay? Are you there? Yes, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Do you want me to share the screen?
Yes, you have already the permissions.
Wait.
So he's going to present us survival of fittest planning in remote regions.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm the only one in this meeting who is not a scientist. I'm an architect appointed to design and building technology at KIT in Karlsruhe. And I just want to show you a project we did with the ECHO in Patagonia in South America. And yeah, I can show you the way we produce this little project. It's about a tiny little building, an experimental thing, and which we made in cooperation with Universidad de Concepción. And well, the very first question we began with was we asked ourselves, what are we doing on Earth, on this planet? We are about 7 billion people, and we're using just about 4% of the land mass, actually. And wait, I think I have to go into Oh, is it better now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we began to investigate how can we deal with enormous human impact on Earth. And can you see the new slide? Yeah. Okay. So we began to study the density of population, the urban agglomerations, the whole things which are very sort of important for architects. And we went over into mobility and trade, conditions of ways of communication and all that. And then the networks, which are also part of the impact of our everyday life into the on the nature. So we decide to select a place to begin to investigate this problem in a very, how should I say, in a very practical, in a very physical way. And so we just took the more or less the world, and we gave a look at these. The brown pieces, you see the brown parts on the map, they are the higher density parts in the world. And then we decided just to compare just for the sake of understand the problem. We took, for instance, on the left is Europe, and we have Germany and England partly, but mostly Germany is a very dense area. And here on the right, that's just Germany. And the place I'm living in, which is Düsseldorf, is absolutely, Düsseldorf, Cologne, has a very extremely high density, and also Berlin, but Berlin is just a city. But if we move to, for instance, Pakistan or Bangladesh, we can see our density is just harmless, it's ridiculous. This is real density, it's absolutely broken. I mean, these countries, they have got to a level in which is not, there's no way to operate anymore. This is just, there's almost no nature left. So we said, okay, we need this urban environment to exist, to produce, to do certain work. And we need also the nature, but we're sort of kind of invading more and more, getting into the nature. And the first project we did. This is two little projects. So one is the important project is the one we did with IECO, but it has a little trailer. It's sort of a small project we did before that. We went into the middle, absolute middle of the Sahara, and we discovered there, through people I knew, we discovered an oasis, and but this oasis consisted only of water. There was no buildings, nothing. And we did with students of KIT, we did the planning for that thing, for that oasis. And we investigated all sustainable techniques of building techniques. And then we produced a number of projects in the end, and we decided to realize one of them. And then we went there and we discovered that the problem of that countries is that they use prefabricated materials which are not adequate for that region. For instance, here they use concrete blocks and corrugated metal, so that during the day on the outside is about 45 degrees, and in the inside of that small house is about 60 degrees. It's like an oven. And during the night, outside is about 0 degrees temperature, on the inside is even colder. So it doesn't really work at all. And all these techniques which are imported do not always show to be the best ones. So we decided to go into that, and we studied these old techniques, and we did some practice on that. This was in Marrakesh before we went to the place on the desert and began to collect the material and produce the first building of this complex. But yeah, we developed that project with this, with the ones who were the owners of that oasis. But this is the most important thing, that we created sort of a, how should I say, a sort of interface, a communication with our client, with the guys from the spot on that place. So the local conditions, they were sort of kind of part of our duty to integrate that. And they began to work with us and learned, so to say, what we knew as architects. And in the end, we left, and then they continue by themselves. So we created, with students, it was a very simple thing. We created this sort of kind of cooperation, which worked absolutely perfect. And then we left, and they continued the project. So we decided to do the next one, which is much more complicated and is very far away. It was thought to be at the very beginning on the so-called Isla Grande, which is in southern Chile. Is a little bit, say, to the east of Punta Arenas. And so we decided to try to sort of work on our high technology in a way which could be sustainable in that area, in which it's very cold and in the winter, but it's also quite mild in summertime. And it might be also very hot because of these ozone things. And so we decided to, I do not want to get too much into technical details, but it was the temperature delta is absolutely enormous, because my a building, a facade of a building, the skin of a building can get hot up to 60 degrees in summertime and then go down under zero in winter. And so it's a kind of technological challenge. And I propose my students to do a project for that. And to get sort of acquainted also with this climate. And we did different projects like we always do, architects. So we spun around for a while, produced different projects and studied the local conditions of that place. The wind, which is very, very strong, is not usual in Europe, that kind of wind, or the humidity, or the very strong sun also in summer and winter time. And we had the problem in Chile, it's very far away. So we went to Norway for a week and made a sort of a kind of a real experiment. So it's very similar. It's also fjords, and it's very cold, and it's a very similar conditions, climatic conditions and natural conditions. So the students produce a number of small projects to sleep, to be able to sleep in the woods of Norway, which is not such an easy thing. And it rains a lot as well, and it's very cold. And they used, like on the right side, for instance, they used sort of high-tech materials. We imported, so to say, from Germany, and other ones used just the material from the woods itself. And so we did these different projects and went back and discussed with the engineers and technicians and developed a project in which we began to translate all this information into a project, which ended up with a little building, an absolutely tiny little building, which is this is just a plan of a building, which is was thought to be for natural research. So it has a so-called wet laboratory and a dry laboratory, and has batteries, and it's kind of sort of a self-contained machine. And so the students produced the whole building in Karlsruhe. This is very interesting, this cooperation with the Chileans, with Universidad de Concepción, because we had sort of information exchange, but physically we could produce that just in one place, and we did it in Karlsruhe at the KIT. So the students produce that building, they work on every single detail, and we change things back and forth depending on the information which flew in, and considering the temperature, the winds and all that. And we introduce also high-tech materials like this folded aluminum, for instance, is a aluminum you can fold easily. So we produce even furniture out of that, and worked with the company which produces this high-tech material in a way to test that these panels of this covering for the cladding of that building would be able to support the winds and all that. And so we had to develop also the whole mechanics and detailing and the anchorage of that panels and all that. So that building in the end is a sort of, it tends to be or tries to be sustainable in the way it is sort of, it collects the water, the rainwater, which gets filtered within the building. This is a detail of the roof in which we collect the rainwater. And this is the first place it was thought to be installed for natural research. I was in the very, very south of Chile, but then there was here in Patagonia, and then it moved to different sites because the university had a kind of different programs or different aims. So that at the beginning there were just sort of kind of normal natural research, for instance, and then we are more those who work on glaciological issues. And in the end, we finish up in this tiny little sort of harbor in a tiny little town on a fjord, a little bit on the north of Patagonia. And the user is going to be researchers who work on sea biology, water biology, and also on the glaciers. And particularly this place, as you see in the photograph, the houses, they are all like parapets. So they are on poles. They are never on the ground. And even the ways, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but you see the ways, they're all they're all skywalks. They never touch the ground. And that's absolutely interesting because the nature sort of goes through everywhere. And the building, or whatever buildings they put there, they're very, in this sense, they're very sustainable because they are sort of detached from the earth, and for them it's sort of kind of sacred thing not to touch, not to seal the ground in any way. So we thought that would be fantastic for our project to sort of kind of finish up in that place. And in fact, there is, we got a sort of place close to that area, and we're going to put our building also on these poles, on these stilts, which are going to be made by Universidad de Concepción, because we are not on the site, and they will produce, so to say, the foundation. And we're on the building now, or this laboratory is completely dismantled and in a container is going to be shipped in 3 or 4 weeks time down there. But because of Corona, we don't know when we're going to build it up over there. And what is interesting for me is actually this part of the project, which is half of the building, but just half of the building is going to be isolated with this type of insulation, which is meanwhile quite usual in Europe, which is made out of wood. At the beginning, this material was a kind of residual waste, was a waste from processing wood, and now it's just produced out of wood, which is an insulation material, which is very good, but it's a little bit sort of high tech. And what we want to do over there is to, because there's plenty of chips, and what happened to these chips is that they say there is potentially these, or years ago, hundreds of years ago, was the sheep were used for meat and for wool. Both things were used, and now is wool has been sort of, it gets is normally thrown away or just burnt. But it's not really used for anything because it's too expensive to work the wool over there. So there is no wool manufacturers, and there were thousands of manufacturers 100 years ago, and now there's none. There's not a single one, and we're not the only ones working on wool insulation. In that area in Patagonia, they used hundreds of years ago, they used the first houses over there. They had, in fact, wool insulation in a very precarious way. So it didn't work properly, but now we have, our plan is to insulate the other half of the building with wool insulation produced over there. And because the problem is the market of that sheep is just the meat, and they export meat worldwide, but the skin and the wool, they are waste. They are just an industrial waste. And we want to retake that waste and include it in the cycles of production, so that we do not have to sort of get rid of that, but we can begin to use that's our try to introduce that into the as a building material to get it back to the society in a certain way. Well, that's all. As you see, this is until sort of a year ago, how many engineers and students and whatever worked on that and helped to that project, which is a minimal thing, but it has been quite a cool story up to now. And well, I hope in March or April, I think it's the only time in which we are able to build it up over there, because in winter time it's absolutely not possible. So I hope in a couple of months we have good news and we can sort of mount the building over there, and you're very welcome to visit the place. It's a wonderful place anyway. It's a little town which is called Tortel, and it's also very famous. I think it might be also protected. Well, okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Renzo. We don't have any time for questions, sorry, but we must continue with Ralph. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
All of you. Should I start with my presentation or?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Perfect. So I will open my my screen. Do you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yes. Welcome to everybody. My name is Ralph. I'm from KIT, from the Institute of Entrepreneurship, and I'm a PhD student, and my topic is about entrepreneurial ecosystems and how you can set up the framework conditions so that enables more people to start their business, getting more successful, creating more wealth for the whole ecosystem. And this is leading to an economic resilience to the ecosystem. And therefore, I visited for a research field trip Latin America 3 years ago. And so I feel personally connected to this to the countries there. I have been in Costa Rica, Peru, Chile, and unfortunately not in Argentina, but I definitely will go there sometimes. And what I learned there is that the spirit of entrepreneurs is really great. There were really valuable talks with the entrepreneurs and all the actors from the ecosystems. And it was really inspiring for me to talk to these people. And I brought some of this culture back to Germany, to the KIT. What I want to present you now is the Global Horizon program, like Gabriela mentioned before. And this is a program we get a scholarship from the German government for in the Exist 5 competition. And therefore we now internalize the existing entrepreneurial things at KIT. And later to that more. And the second thing in that competition is the Deep Tech Hub. I want to present you to. So who are we? I think the most of you know the KIT. The KIT is one of the top 3 universities or the top 9 universities in tech in Germany. It's focused on energy, mobility, and information technology. And if you're looking to the entrepreneurship and founders circumstances, we are top 3 university behind the 2 Munich universities. So the ongoing processes are really good here. However, there is a way to improve. And one thing is that if you're looking to Karlsruhe from outside, from the US or from Latin America, I think you don't know the city of Karlsruhe or the KIT. And so to compete with other ecosystems, we set up a cooperation with 5 universities in total and 3 cities with Heidelberg and Mannheim and Karlsruhe, with these 5 universities there to create the Deep Tech Hub. So that you have all these power there combined in all that institution, who all have a focus on a specific thing. And so Karlsruhe is very good for energy and IT. Mannheim is well known for economics, and Heidelberg for life science, medicine. So we bring all these knowledge together and created the Deep Tech Hub so that we can share all of the programs, all the knowledge and the partners to people from outside, from inside and also from outside, so that this name of Deep Tech Hub will come prominent in all over the world, and that the people know, or if they think about deep tech, they should know about the Deep Tech Hub here, because I think we are really close connected. I think to Heidelberg and Mannheim, it's in half an hour with the ICE high-speed train, and it's very close compared to other ecosystems. Like in Berlin, you need more than 1 hour to get from one hub to another, or in Silicon Valley, I think you're 2 hours from one place to another. So the distances is really close. So this was one of the things we built for the future to improve all the things, and that none of the activities is done in every ecosystem, so that we can like share all these things and to improve, to make it better for the entrepreneurs with a focus on their startups. Another thing I want to mention to you is the Global Horizon program. And this is very interesting. What we find out that Karlsruhe is a good ecosystem for entrepreneurs, but however, there's room for improvement, and the room for improvement is about the internalization. And so we thought, how can we do it? And we want to do it with 2 ways, like the inbound and the outbound way. First, the outbound is that we send entrepreneurs, students, academics and startups from Karlsruhe to all the places outside of the ecosystem all around the world. So to Latin America, to Israel, to the US, to Asia, to send them to potential markets, but also to get them in touch with other cultures, other institutions, great programs. So yeah, we offer them these kind of programs. We are now part of the AHEAD Accelerator program. We yeah, bring all the partners to the ecosystem and to the startups. And also in academia, we do some international entrepreneurship schools. The first one we do now for 3 years with the Shanghai Jiao Tong University, where students from China are coming to Germany and German students are going to China, work together on a startup project and to work together on their ideas and to do it in an international context, which is great, so that both students from both ecosystems can bring their ideas, their experiences from the ecosystems inside of the startup, and the ideas evolved really great through that perspective of both ecosystems. We now will do another one, maybe with India, but also we are open to do that with the university in Latin America. So if you want to join for that, just let me know. And also if you have startups on the other side, like the inbound part is that the KIT will guide or is becoming a hub for international startups, entrepreneurs to come to Karlsruhe and from there to enter the European market. I think we have here a great network. We are very central of the heart of Europe. All the big companies are in the south of Germany and in the region. So Karlsruhe is the perfect place to start. And therefore we want students, researchers to come to Karlsruhe in different programs. So if you want to start your business, you can come here. You will get introduction, you will get entrepreneurship courses, you will get courses how it works in Germany. And so this is a really great thing to bring also the different mindsets from all over the world to Karlsruhe, and we can highly benefit from this knowledge exchange. And yeah, this is the second part. On the other side, and on the other hand, we have also some events, fairs to promote all that, and we're organizing the European High Tech Summit here to connect all these different partners here in Karlsruhe and Europe to bring them here. And so what's in for you? Why I'm talking to you, or what we want to reach with this presentation is that if you know someone who is interested in entrepreneurship, work together with us on every level. So we want people to send to the world, but also send us your people who wants to be entrepreneurs, who are entrepreneurs, who wants to enter the European market. This is really great, and the most of the things, nearly everything is free for the students and for the researchers, and also office space and all that things. And I think we can highly benefit from this exchange. So if you have anything in the field of entrepreneurship, just let me know. I will help you as much as I can. And also we have Katarina. She's also in the presentation in the audience. She's from Chile, and she's the best example how we work together on research, but also on entrepreneurship research. And it's great to have her in the team and to work together with the people from Latin America, because it brings a different mindset and perspective on the topic. And this is really great. So this was my talk. And I'm really yeah, open for your questions. And if you have any questions about entrepreneurship, just write me a mail or yeah, anything.
Okay, thank you, Ralph.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the presentation. With the permission of Manuel, we are going to skip for a moment, skip you for a moment because Irma, are you there?
Yes.
She has to leave the office
It's
for
okay.
the lockdown, so she will present us your ideas now.
Yes. Sorry, yeah, so we have restrictions here now in Karlsruhe, or actually all over Germany, so we have to be home by 8 p.m. and I was just told that stores close, supermarkets close at 7. So in half an hour, and I need to eat something. Okay, so I'll be quick. I want to share my screen. 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Now.
Now it's coming.
Okay, I have one slide only. Actually, I was going to talk, or actually we were going to talk about how we can work together next year, what we can do. And I was talking to Carla Allende. I'm in frequent contact with her and all the other members of the alumni team, that is Agnes Honka, and actually Liège was in the call as well. And we were thinking of having a joint alumni seminar with Argentina and Brazil in the border city of Foz de Iguazu. So I'm just going to quickly present what the DAAD call for alumni seminar is. I think you all know it. I'm just repeating it. So the aim is to have a professional training program. That's the alumni seminar, so that the competencies of the alumni are broadened, widened, and they act as multipliers for knowledge transfer, and they're active in professional networks. So, and as I've said, the idea is to have a joint alumni seminar between Argentina and Brazil. What's better than the border town of Foz do Iguazu? And we can talk, we can discuss topics. In the past, they were about sustainable energy, renewable energy, sustainable industry, eco-industrial development, innovations, and so on. And obviously, feel free to have to suggest topics that you think are more suitable. We have to find a date that will be probably the fall of 2022. So, and then from the past, I can tell you, we have pictures here on the right. I think you've seen that picture here already in Carla's presentation. That was the last alumni seminar in 2019. That was in Buenos Aires. I was there with 3 professors from the KIT, Professor Schultmann, Weinhardt, and Brown. I think, I think Andreas Braun left. But you can see him on the picture handing over the participation certificate to Martin Baudino. I think he's not here today, but he's a very active alumni as well. And so, yeah, we had a 4-day seminar, usually 1 day for arrival. We have a welcome cocktail, and then the seminar starts. We have usually a very mixed agenda. So there are seminars, workshops, field trips, and excursions to the industry. And obviously there's alumni involvement. So you can present your workshops, your projects, talk about them, discuss them with the others. Usually we also invite experts from industries, universities, public organizations, NGOs. So it really just depends on the topic, who we can involve. And they're also, feel free to suggest people to make any suggestion you think would be great to have the seminar. And yes, the application deadline is end of June 2021. So we still have 6 months. So, but we can start brainstorming. And I leave you the link to the call there. I think the description is in English, but then when you get to the to the further call documents, they're all in German, but I think that shouldn't be a problem for most of you. And so, yeah, Carla, I don't know how you would like to succeed. Would you like to start discussion about this seminar, about this idea, or should I just leave it here and you distribute that slide?
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, my internet is really bad. I'm in Patagonia, and today is a bit windy day, so it's really hard to be connected. Okay, no, we are going to send the information via mail, so we can just close and start with Manuel now.
Carla, I think we can have a Coronactivity maybe workshop kind of thing with all alumni in, I don't know, May or something, just closer to the deadline, and then we can talk about the specifics, like how to create a project with each other.
Yes, perfect. If the audience wants to participate and say something now, or questions to Irma? No?
Everything very clear.
Okay, yes, perfect. So thank you, Irma, for your presentation. And we are going to work with that next year. Not in January, because we have holidays, summer holidays in January here. In South Africa, yeah. So thank you. I will present Manuel. Thank you for waiting, Manuel.
Okay.
He's going to present a business model to promote social inclusion through digital inclusion. It's going to be in Spanish, isn't it? Where are you? Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what's going.
Your PowerPoint, yeah.
Okay. Okay, are you saying my slide?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for the invitation, Carla, and everybody. I have prepared this presentation in Spanish. I apologize. I asked you to change, to fix now your Spanish language, because I will try to make this presentation very short. Ok, la presentación la haré en dos partes. Primero hablaré de la organización que manejo y después hablaré de un ejemplo de los tantos proyectos que nosotros realizamos acá en mi organización. ¿Me escuchan? ¿Me ven?
Sí. Sí,
Okay.
Sí, Manuel.
Bueno, yo dirijo una organización que se llama Sintel. Es el Centro de Investigación y Desarrollo en las Tecnologías de Información y Comunicaciones. Es una organización privada de composición mixta que tiene una única tarea y muy compleja tarea, y es buscar que todos los sectores productivos del país se involucren en el uso intensivo de las TICs, las famosas tecnologías de información y comunicaciones. Nosotros buscamos que todos ellos, independientemente del sector que sea, llámese educación, salud, agricultura, turismo, etcétera, tengan una verdadera inclusión digital a través del conocimiento de las mejores prácticas y de las herramientas disponibles. Somos una organización que está próxima a cumplir ya 30 años. Somos una organización en la cual convergen organizaciones del gobierno, de la industria y de la academia. Más o menos son 25 grandes organizaciones y tengo el honor de dirigirla desde hace ya un poco más de 20 años. Nosotros tenemos una muy amplia experiencia en el desarrollo de proyectos que buscan la transformación digital. En Colombia tenemos la más grande experiencia y seguramente en América Latina estaremos entre los que mayor experiencia tienen. Somos reconocidos por el Sistema de Ciencia y Tecnología colombiano como un centro de innovación y productividad. Debo aclarar que nosotros no hacemos investigación científica, sino investigación aplicada. Es decir, tomamos los grandes desarrollos, las mejores prácticas de las universidades de la ciencia y las llevamos al campo, las llevamos con la industria para que la sociedad se beneficie de ellos. Entre las muchas actividades que hacemos, ya les mostraré, organizamos el congreso más importante de Colombia y de la región en torno a las TICs, las famosas tecnologías de información y comunicaciones. Congreso que este año, el año entrante, realizará su 36 versiones consecutivas, mostrándole al país y a la región qué pasa en el campo de las tecnologías. Algo que nos enorgullece muchísimo es que somos autosostenibles, es decir, no recibimos ingresos de nadie, sino los generamos. ¿Qué ofrecemos? Vendemos conocimiento. Conocimiento es lo único que nosotros vendemos y de eso vivimos. ¿Cómo es nuestra forma de operar? Tenemos 4 ejes: calidad, experiencia, alianzas y conocimientos. En la parte de calidad tenemos un equipo humano interdisciplinario muy bien, con muy buenas habilidades. Además de las áreas de ingeniería, tenemos por supuesto abogados, economistas, médicos, pedagogos, todos con muy buenas habilidades TICs, porque somos conscientes de que la tecnología requiere gente muy especializada que la permita humanizar para que ese potencial verdadero logre llegar al ciudadano del común. Todos nuestros profesionales, nuestros gerentes de proyectos son certificados PMI, cuestión que nos ha llevado a que el índice de satisfacción de todos nuestros proyectos sea en los últimos 5 años mayor a un 95%. Eso nos ha generado una credibilidad muy grande a nivel Colombia y a nivel región. Somos una organización quizá de preferencia por el gobierno para que los asesoramos en todos sus grandes proyectos en torno a la transformación digital. Experiencia muy grande, un poco más de 500 grandes proyectos hemos realizado, todos ellos muy exitosos para empresas del gobierno principalmente. Hemos trabajado con entidades multilaterales y también hemos tenido una experiencia muy interesante con la Comisión Europea. Pues llevamos más de 25 años analizando el mercado nacional e internacional en torno a las TICs, sacando documentos informativos que muestran estadísticas de su comportamiento. Y pues tenemos una red de aliados muy interesante a nivel regional, a nivel local, a nivel regional e internacional, porque estamos en capacidad de enfrentar y de implementar cualquier tipo de proyecto con cualquier tipo de aliado, y independientemente de la complejidad que tengan los proyectos para sacarlos adelante. Muy rápidamente, porque tengo solamente 10 minutos, tenemos 3 líneas de acción. Por supuesto, la innovación. Aquí menciono y resalto, tenemos el primer Digital Innovation Hub que existió en Colombia. Ustedes saben seguramente que este es uno de los pilares centrales para ayudar en la transformación, en la competitividad de una empresa en su camino hacia la transformación digital. Los Digital Innovation Hubs son en Europa uno de los grandes pilares para ayudar a generar más competitividad en todas sus empresas. De hecho, son el pilar del programa Europa Digital, y se tiene un gran presupuesto para generar estos Digital Innovation Hubs en gran cantidad de sus regiones. Por supuesto, tenemos un portafolio muy amplio de capacitación y apropiación en talento humano. Colombia es un país donde hay una alta escasez en talento con capacidades digitales, y en eso trabajamos mucho. Y por supuesto tenemos una amplia experiencia en toda la tarea de la transformación digital. De hecho, el Digital Innovation Hub está enfocado para eso. Apoyamos a los altos dirigentes en torno a su migración hacia las Smart Cities, a las ciudades digitales, y apoyamos, por supuesto, a la empresa, el gobierno en toda su toma de decisiones, en decisiones tecnológicas estratégicas. Acá ven algunos de los ejemplos de proyectos que hemos participado con la Comunidad Europea. Esto fue desde 2010 al 2015. Queremos, por supuesto, volver a ser miembros de algunos de estos proyectos. Aliados mundiales, pues estos son algunos con los que este año estamos trabajando. Recalco, somos de la Unión Internacional de las Telecomunicaciones de las Naciones Unidas. Somos un centro de excelencia para las Américas en todo lo que es gestión de espectro. Un polo de competitividad muy importante en Francia y Mayas, Rousseau. Con ellos también tenemos una alianza muy interesante. Y Qualcomm, que está acá, es un aliado muy importante. Es un líder mundial en todo lo que es microchips y todo lo que es redes de 5G, con el cual hicimos el proyecto que les voy a mencionar más adelante, además de muchas otras instituciones en Asia y en Europa. Resalto esta foto en donde les menciono de nuestro Congreso Internacional de las TIC, Andicom se llama. Es el congreso más antiguo de América Latina, que tiene por objeto reunir todas las más altas autoridades en tecnología. En la ciudad de Cartagena se ha realizado durante los últimos 36 años de manera consecutiva. Y en los últimos 20 años nos han acompañado desde el presidente de la República, que están algunos de ellos, invitados de muchos países. A propósito, el año entrante el país invitado es Alemania. Estamos trabajando muy interesante con la embajada local y con la Cámara de Comercio local alemana para traer una delegación muy importante de empresas alemanas y de universidades. Me encantaría hablar con mi universidad, con la KIT, a ver si es posible que vengan acá y hagamos proyectos interesantes de investigación y sobre todo proyectos de impacto social. Lo importante de este congreso es que tiene un nivel tan alto que aquí alcanza a ver el presidente Santos, el antiguo presidente, hizo un congreso donde citó a todos sus ministros y todo su gabinete contó cuál era la importancia de la tecnología en cada una de sus tareas. Esto para mostrar el nivel y el esfuerzo que ha hecho Colombia para proyectarse y tratar de sacar adelante una verdadera inclusión social basada en la inclusión digital. Ahora les voy a mostrar uno de los ejemplos de los tantos proyectos que hemos hecho que nos parece muy interesante por su impacto en la comunidad. Este es un proyecto que se inició desde el 2005 y lo entregamos en el 2018, que en principio se ubicó en un programa que llamamos Cartagena Crece Innovando. Es un programa en el cual, en base a un aprendizaje de la tecnología, buscamos dar competitividad y educación a comunidades de clases completamente paupérrimas, afrodescendientes y que viven en unas condiciones sociales y económicas muy tristes. Lo interesante de esto es que involucramos actores de la misma comunidad para que fuesen parte y coautores del proyecto, del programa que fuimos a desarrollar, de tal manera que esto se convirtiera en una ola y no puedo explicar paso a paso, pero lo interesante es que hubo una verdadera inclusión digital en la comunidad, que se formó una ola completa, y esa ola incluyó digitalmente a las mujeres, a los niños, a los abuelos, generó un networking muy interesante que ya les voy a mostrar más adelante. Y como resultado de este proyecto, de este gran programa, surgió un proyecto que se llamó Pescando con Redes Móviles, del cual ojalá me dé tiempo, tengo un video de 3 minutos, el cual muestra cómo los pescadores artesanales apropiaron la tecnología para generar más productividad, para generar empresa y para generar un acercamiento y la pérdida del temor de utilizar la tecnología. Nosotros cada vez que hacemos un proyecto generamos una metodología. Metodologías muy sencillas, metodologías que permitan cada vez más la apropiación de la tecnología a través de unos procesos que no voy a entrar a detallar acá, pero lo que queremos es que los ciudadanos del común aprenda, conozca la tecnología, sepa usarla y al final logre apropiarla. Por supuesto, ofreciéndole todo un capital TIC, tanto físico como humano, para que ellos logren asimilar y utilizar la tecnología de manera permanente. Ya entrando al modelo que se llama para los pescadores artesanales en Colombia, pescando con redes móviles se llama, nuestro aliado principal fue Qualcomm, se generó una solución que permite a estas personas, a estos pescadores, tener una herramienta en sus manos, un dispositivo que les ayude en sus labores de pesca, que les ayude a decirles cómo preparar, cómo hacer una ruta de pesca, cómo tener información en torno al clima, al agua, a las condiciones ambientales, profundidad, y cuándo sí hacer, cuándo sí realizar esta salida a pescar y cuándo no. Además de eso, les ayuda a llevar un registro económico de cuánto invirtieron y generar modelos de costos para que posteriormente ellos se vuelvan empresarios y sepan cómo armar su empresa y sepan del beneficio que están obteniendo de ella. Pero lo importante es su inclusión digital en personas que nunca pensaron que podrían utilizar la tecnología como esa gran herramienta que los sacara adelante. Los niños fueron uno de los grandes beneficiados. Los niños, estoy hablando de niños de entre los 9 y 17 años, se incluyeron digitalmente, armaron sus propias webpages y generaron investigaciones de qué las comunidades necesitaban y las divulgaban para involucrar a las demás comunidades, qué soluciones le daban a los diferentes proyectos. Esto es una ola, la inclusión digital es una ola que comienza con una familia, pero al poco tiempo están involucradas las comunidades, las amas de casa, los abuelos, los pequeños y medianos empresarios. Es algo que es un fenómeno que es muy interesante y que por supuesto ayuda en la competitividad y productividad. Este es el caso de éxito. Realmente tuvimos varios premios a nivel mundial y voy a mostrarles, si ustedes me permiten, esto es en Colombia donde lo hemos desarrollado. Importante que comenzamos en una región y después lo replicamos en 7 otras regiones, en donde la mujer jugó un rol muy interesante. Nos gusta que haya equidad de género y que la mujer se involucre mucho. Ya les decía, les entregamos unas tabletas con sus programas, por supuesto con conexión a internet, programa de capacitación para saber utilizar la aplicación y por supuesto para que incrementen su productividad y competitividad. Buscamos por supuesto la reducción de la pobreza, la inequidad a través de la inclusión digital. Aquí en la derecha ven un ejemplo de un pescador utilizando su laptop antes de comenzar. Ya les decía, se les brinda información meteorológica, pronósticos de tiempo, geolocalización para tratados de ruta. Los pescadores antiguamente salían sin ninguna idea de qué se iban a encontrar. Ahora tienen una herramienta que, según palabras de ellos, decían, es como tener a Dios en las manos porque les va indicando exactamente a dónde ir, qué hacer y la posibilidad de obtener hacer una buena labor. Resultados, muchísimos, muchísimos. Resalto uno muy interesante que es que se generó o generamos una metodología que es aplicable a otro sector productivo. Llámese agricultura, llámese minerías, es decir, la metodología está, y es una metodología que mide perfectamente el desarrollo y la efectividad del proyecto. Aquí está, son 3 minutos que les ruego el favor pongamos un poquito de atención y me digan si se escucha bien o no. ¿Lo están escuchando?
Sí.
Okay.
Sí, Manuel.
Sí, se escucha bien.
Aquí en Alemania escuchamos bien, Manuel.
Me alegra.
El sustento de la gran mayoría de los hombres y mujeres de las poblaciones costeras de Colombia depende de las condiciones locales de pesca. Sin embargo, la industrialización y sobreexplotación de la captura de peces y el cambio climático han afectado a los pescadores artesanales de las regiones. Como resultado, se han reducido dramáticamente los ingresos para los residentes de estas áreas y los gobiernos locales, lo que dificulta la provisión de sustento para las familias y la implementación de infraestructura y servicios necesarios para la comunidad. Para ayudar a resolver este problema, Qualcomm se ha unido con entidades locales y nacionales tales como Sintel, Fundación Telefónica Colombia, USAID y Proboquilla para crear Pescando con Redes Móviles. Desde 2013, hombres, mujeres y jóvenes de 3 comunidades afrodescendientes participantes en el proyecto han recibido dispositivos móviles con funcionalidad 3G, precargados con aplicaciones adecuadas para la pesca artesanal y la acuicultura sostenible, así como capacitación en habilidades básicas en el manejo de tecnología. Esta capacitación y el acceso oportuno a información relevante mediante el uso de los dispositivos móviles les ha permitido a los beneficiarios realizar sus actividades económicas de una forma más eficiente, aprender e implementar técnicas de pesca y acuicultura sostenibles y trabajar en un ambiente más seguro al recibir información en tiempo real sobre las condiciones meteorológicas. Mediante el acceso oportuno a información de mercado, de condiciones climáticas y el acceso permanente a la conectividad móvil, Pescando con Redes Móviles está ayudando a generar empleo, incrementar la seguridad en la pesca y restablecer la economía en estas 3 comunidades costeras de Colombia.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Ya. Gracias.
Bueno, gracias, Manuel. Muy interesante la presentación. I think we have still some people who doesn't speak in Spanish. Okay.
You can make the question in English if you want.
Okay, there is a question here for Manuel. Yeah, Víctor.
Manuel, ¿cuánto tiempo llevan aplicando este modelo en Colombia?
Para llegar a este modelo, como vieron, comenzamos con un gran programa. Este ejemplo es un ejemplo, un hijo del modelo macro. Demoramos 8 años, hace 8 años se comenzó. Y es progresivo, es muy interesante porque tiene también muchos problemas. El principal problema se llama autosostenibilidad. Cuando tú comienzas a generar proyectos a comunidades muy, muy pobres, Cartagena es una ciudad de los grandes contrastes donde hay la riqueza y la pobreza, en donde hay muchas fundaciones que les encanta ofrecer y ofrecer dinero. Lamentablemente genera un impacto negativo en el pescador, que es que se acostumbran a recibir y no quieren trabajar en general. Pero al final lo entregamos, ya hay comunidades, ya hay economías entre ellos, ya hay un networking de ellos con la industria, con la zona hotelera. Son procesos complejos, largos, pero una de las claves está en involucrar líderes de esas comunidades para que se vuelvan co-creadores del proyecto y en las mismas comunidades ayuden en la venta del proyecto. Un reto muy difícil es involucrar líderes de las ciudades, porque estos son proyectos que no generan votos.
Claro. Manuel, pero una pregunta, ahora la parte general, la parte técnica, o sea, de entre los datos que se obtienen con este modelo, son datos meteorológicos, ¿verdad? Pero, digamos, información sobre cardúmenes de peces, que son los importantes para ellos, ¿obtienen ese tipo de datos? ¿Y cuál sería la técnica que aplicarías allí?
Mira, de hecho, ellos, los niños de hijos de estos pescadores, crearon una plataforma que se llama Cardumen.
¿Ah, sí?
La cual es asequible a todas las demás familias. ¿Ellos qué hacen? Aquí nos unimos con la Armada y se generó un aplicativo en donde se les dice de manera muy didáctica, primero por supuesto se les enseña a manejar la tablet. Son personas, desde los que hay hasta gente de más de 75 años que están trabajando en esto, o tiene que ser muy, muy user friendly. Y ellos comienzan así esa conocimiento, esa pérdida del miedo de utilizar un dispositivo electrónico, porque en la vida los habían visto y nunca soñaron con que iban a tenerlos.
Claro.
Y una vez tienen esa información, ellos a las 3 de la mañana los prenden, los tablets, y ahí automáticamente la aplicación les dice cuáles son las condiciones del clima de ese día.
Estupendo.
Y les dice, inclusive les dice, hoy no salgan. Hoy no salgan porque hay condiciones complejas. Y por otro lado les ayuda a decir cuánto invirtieron en esa salida, para que ellos los ayude a formar empresas, los ayude a generar contabilidad de costos. Posteriormente les dice cuánto, les ayuda a decir, a guardar cuánto recaudaron, para que ellos a su vez en networkings hagan una oferta hotelera de cuánto sacaron. Bueno, todo esto es una cadena interesante de economía que los apoyo muchísimo. Por supuesto, aquí la clave está en que fuera una aplicación de muy fácil uso para personas de este nivel, pues prácticamente analfabetismo total.
Gracias, Manuel.
¿Alguna otra pregunta? ¿No? Bueno, si no hay más preguntas, damos por finalizado estos 2 ciclos que tuvimos este año. Salieron sin querer, gracias al virus sería, pero bueno, nos pudimos ver la cara, estar en contacto, pensar ideas y nuevas actividades, así que la verdad que fue productivo a pesar de todo el contexto que tuvimos a nivel local. Espero que sigamos en contacto, les vamos a estar escribiendo para la idea de este Alumni Seminar el año que viene. Sorry, Daniela, we are talking in Spanish.
Yeah.
And, y también por algunas otras convocatorias para armar proyectos en conjunto. Así que les recordamos que está a disposición un formulario en Google para cargar las actividades que están haciendo. Así hacemos un matching de ideas, de propuestas, de temáticas para trabajar en conjunto en toda Latinoamérica. Así que bueno, gracias.
Exacto. Carla, ¿cuándo tendríamos acceso a las copias de la conferencia de hoy?
Espero que antes de fin de año, igual nos
como
vamos
regalo de Navidad. ¿Ya?
Sí, todos los videos están grabados donde pueden volver a ver las presentaciones en la página web.
Sí.
Así que pueden revivir estos momentos si quieren, pero vamos a tratar de tener las presentaciones al menos de esta última sesión antes de fin de año.
Estupendo, te agradecemos ya, desde ya. Y nos queda solamente cantar Feliz Navidad.
Sí,
Feliz Navidad y próspero año nuevo.
Y un próspero año nuevo para todos. Carla.
Igualmente,
gracias, hasta
adiós.
luego.
Gracias, Carla.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Feliz año, chao.
Feliz año.
Chao, chao.